remember me as the governor. I I would troll Carrie, not troll Carrie Lake, troll Katie Hobbs for rigging the election out here, claiming a monarchy out in Arizona. But I was just a troll for the most part. But you know, my most current involvement in electoral politics has been, trying to get, my third party candidate in the race, and I kind of stopped doing that because I got punched in the face for doing it. I was trying to, it was by a Biden supporter. A Biden supporter socked me straight in the face because I asked him for his signature to get my candidate, Dr. Shiva, on the ballot. We've really reached a volatile, you know, time. Um, and I want to get, the judge's take on, how volatile things have become, if I could, because again, I got socked in the face. We got we got a former president being prosecuted for on outlandish charges that would have never been laid in another context if he weren't running for president. And I want, I think we're on the verge of either a civilized national divorce or a civil war, and it's of great concern, honestly.
If I might respond to that, sir, I think mainstream media, and to an extent, a lot of social media, what with the censorship, has gotten the public used to a one sided presentation. It has gotten one group of people very angry at being excluded, and another group very anxious to exclude the first group and glad that they have been. The second group thinks the first group is going to turn violent if their man doesn't win, and the first group thinks the second group is going to get violent if their man wins. So we've got a situation where our press has generated a a tinderbox that just takes a spark to set off into some conflagration. And I can see that happening. And I fault the media for being irresponsible and neglecting their duty as the source of information that's necessary for a democratic republic to operate in the fashion that it is supposed to operate. There is too much censorship, there's too much animosity that's been engineered, and it's going to have its consequences. We have an entitled generation. Everybody gets a participation ribbon. And folks just do not understand that there are consequences because the popular way of looking at things excludes consequences, which is, by the way, one of the reasons I like the John Wick series because they're always pontificating about their consequences, their rules. Rules separate us from the animals. But some people don't get that because they don't want rules to apply to themselves. They want anything, no standards, no cause, no morality, no ethics. And they want everybody else to be held safely in place because they're too big a set of cowards to go deal with them. So we've got one side that says we're going to do it ourselves if it comes to it, and the other one saying we're going to get our government to take care of us. And either one of those situations is going to produce a conflagration and a disaster.
And it's like I'm not even supporting Trump, and this Biden supporter just straight up socks me in the face for trying to get my third party option, on the ballot. And I don't know how else you can, you know, convince others to follow a sense of uh ethics like you laid out, to where you can civilly disagree and, I don't know, not punch a dissident signature circulator trying to get their candidate on the ballot. It's like, I'm not responsible for Biden not being able to earn my vote, given his sponsorship of, the Israeli genocide in Gaza. I'm not responsible for his inability to earn my support, or, it's in Trump's, and I'm not responsible if Trump loses because I'm not supporting him. And I'm sure many others disagree with me, but that's, we should be able to disagree with each other. And, like Marjorie Taylor Greene says, maybe organize some sort of civilized national divorce instead of a outright civil war.
All right.
Is it
So-
possible you can send the invite?
The Negro, and then I'm gonna drop you guys down, and so I could bring some people up. So go ahead, Singwell.
All right, so Judge Joe Brown, this is my biggest question. Now, I understand you think that the draft serves some domestic benefit in young people going to college to avoid the draft. But now to get to your other point, Muhammad Ali protesting the draft because it went against his religion. Well, a war against Russia goes against my religion as an Orthodox Christian. I cannot fight for that. And, you haven't, I keep in mind that Trump withdrew from the INF treaty leading up to Biden directly attacking Russia. Is World War III with Russia really worth the lives of youth, be they productive enough or not? I think Vivek Ramaswamy is a bootleg Dr. Shiva, but I'm glad Nikki Haley wasn't selected. But I got to wonder if that's by design. But, Judge, like I said, the most pressing question in my mind is if vindicating McCarthyism, Russophobia, is worth an immoral war, which I would consider World War III with Russia to be my opinion.
Well, considering that it's not likely to be debated in Congress, if it really hits World War III situationals, there's likely to be 15 minutes to maybe slightly less than 30 from the recognition of an attack going on, and you either commit your retaliation and defenses to resisting the attack or vesting consequence for carrying out the attack. You got World War III, and it's not a matter of somebody declaring anything. That's kind of instantaneous when the warheads get to flying. If that happens, yeah. But the most interesting thing is I very seriously doubt the United States and Russia will go to war. But I do think there is a high probability that a great non-nuclear shootout might occur between the United States and the People's Republic of China, since they are committed to taking Taiwan back into their care, control, or since they've claimed it long as part of their country. So the question deals with, are we prepared to deal with that? And the other thing is if some of the things happen that are likely to happen, you have a whole lot of Chinese military-aged males who have crossed the southern border without any hindrance. You have most of the, shall we say, container cranes that are used to engage in commerce in damn near every harbor we have. They've discovered that they all have a strange communications device affixed to them, and nobody yet has figured out what they're for, and they can't disable them. There is a strong probability that they maintain a hack of a great number of our defense devices. They grounded the F-35 fleet about 14 years ago, and they still haven't developed software because they need a hardware change to address the issues in question. And most of our technology that we rely upon, GPS signal interpretation and such like, it's made in China. So we have become very interdependent with our main likely peer enemy. Not a very good situation, and there might not be any choice, and it's likely that hostilities will spontaneously develop in this country because there's a high likelihood that military grade explosives, RPGs, and such like were brought across the border in the last 3.5 years. The explosives are in place in critical locations. All it needs is a trigger, somebody to say go, and 911 would look like nice picnic. So it's a question of what will happen. Now, we all live here, so we have an obligation to protect the home place. Some of us may have religious scruples, but it is what it is.
You know,
Oh shit. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
oh yeah,
finish.
this is my very last remark to make on this subject. And you know, my quarrels with going to war against Russia, yeah, I do have my religious qualms with that. But also, you know, the United States has not only endorsed, you know, in the judge's words, the rainbow cult, but has also endorsed dispensationalist philosophy where anti-Zionism is conflated with anti-Semitism by congressional decree. And, you know, that, you know, probably not a question in that remark, but I still felt like I needed to make that remark.
All right. Appreciate it.